let's look at sod. What is a sod? On the board we have a sod is an irrational number that cannot be accurately represented in a fraction. That's one part of it. Or any number that has no perfect root. Such a number could be called a sod. For example, if I ask you, what is the square root of 7? It will result to a decimal answer. It won't give us a perfect root, like 4. 4 has a perfect root of 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. What number multiplies itself to give us 7? We don't have. So we're going to have a decimal result as the answer. So 7, in this case, root 7 is a sod, but root 4 is not a sod. So we are dealing with numbers that are of this form that do not have perfect root when solved. So we're going to look at some ways we can deal with sod by understanding the rules of sod. Rules of sod. Rule 1 states that if you have the root of a times b, we can express a times b as splitted roots, which is root a times root b. For example, you have, let me say, 20. 20 is a given sod. 20 has no perfect root, but we can express 20 as two factors in such a way that one of its factors will have a perfect root. That will be root 4 times root 5. Root 4 is 2, 5 has no root, so our final answer will be 2 root 5. That will be our final result. That is the first rule of sod. The second rule states that if a is divided by b, all in a root sign, we can express them separately in their root form, root a and root b. So we have root a divided by root b. Example that can help us understand that is when we have, let me see, use the same 20 anyway. When we have 4 and 5. Root 4 divided by 5, we can express these two numbers in their different sort form as root 4 over root 5. Root 4 will give us 2, and root 5 will not give us a perfect root, so we'll keep it as root 5. So our final answer will be 2 over root 5. So whenever we are dealing with sod, we could reduce complex sod numbers into simplified form or basic form. We could reduce them in that form. So in our next other class, we shall be dealing with problems that have to do with sod in chain to help us understand better. But this is just an intro of it. A sod, I said, when a number has no perfect root, that number is called sod. Or I said the sod is an irrational number that cannot be accurately represented in a fraction. And I've given us the rules of sod. Rule 1, root a times b can be written as root a times root b. And I give us an example there. Root a divided by b can be written as root a over root b. And I've given us a good example to explain that. So see you in our next other class.